Palworld is actually a really unique game. You might be thinking, I've heard this is just a simple Pokemon clone. Well, let me explain. Whilst Nintendo might want you to believe that Palworld is just a direct rip-off of their Pokemon franchise, the truth is that there are many features that distinguishes Palworld from Nintendo's flagship series. But which features are there? Sam from the Beta Network here, and in this video, we will look at 5 unique features Palworld offers that Pokemon doesn't. Number 5. The trainers are actively involved in the combat. Pokemon has been well established for many years as a turn-based monster dueling RPG. As the trainer, your whole role is to pick the right Pokemon for the right job and control their moveset. Palworld, on the other hand, went in a significantly different direction with its combat. Instead of you controlling your pals from a distance, now you are armed with melee weapons, crossbows, and other firearms and get to stomp out your opponents personally. Admittedly, I do get slightly conflicted about shooting a pal right in the face due to their cute nature. But then I remember that I'm only a level away from significantly better equipment, and you better believe that puts my mind at ease. Legends Arceus is probably the most comparative Pokemon title for this feature, but it definitely falls short. Palworld has put a strong focus on the active combat mechanics and in essence has created a third-person survival Pokemon shooter experience. But you don't necessarily have to be actively involved in combat if you don't want to. For the most part, you can allow your pals to take on your foes and just sit back and swap them out if that's more your style. Just know this, the enemies will still come after you, so engaging is better than sitting back, especially in the boss fights.
Fatality.
Number 4. Building bases, gathering resources, and crafting items. Palworld recognized the need to expand the ideas of this monster-catching game to go beyond just having these creatures battle each other. You get the chance to build your own base, which you can fill up with various crafting benches, resource mining spaces, and even egg incubators to hatch new and better pals. This is also a cozy place to lay your head down at night, which is useful in early game as you'll barely be able to see at nighttime, so resting till morning is your best bet. But there is more to your base than just sleeping and crafting. You can choose which pals should stay behind at your homestead and do all that work for you, so that you can focus on battling and catching pals to your heart's content. Need more wood? Get a pal to do it. How about stone? A pal can take care of that. Want to craft a crossbow? Believe it or not, your pal can handle it. This feature is also great because the pals that are active at your base will gain a small XP boost that'll make them more powerful in battles. So instead of sending them to a monster daycare like that Poke game, you can just make them undertake unpaid labor for your benefit with the promise of a small XP reward. I can't say I've ever been much of a fan of free labor, but in Palworld, I'll take it. Just don't do what I did and get them a hot tub. They will spend way too much time in there. Really, Sparkit? You're slacking off again? Also, these pals will defend your base when it gets raided, leaving you to pick up some more sweet resources off the enemies that they just annihilated. The small downside to this is that you will often find yourself over-encumbered with resources that you will need to craft various upgrades, or you will suddenly find yourself running out of the more rare materials that you need. So it is always ideal to keep your resources topped up, especially your iron ore. Number 3. Traversal is more akin to The Legend of Zelda. Okay, now I know that traversal isn't necessarily the most exciting part of an RPG experience, or it might be. I don't know what your cup of tea is. Anyway, Palworld seems to have not just limited their inspiration to Pokemon. The devs decided to target another Nintendo heavy hitter for ideas around travel and traversal. The climbing and gliding mechanics seem nearly identical to what you would find in the Breath of the Wild and Tears of the Kingdom. Each time you cling to a wall or soar through some open plains, that frustrating little stamina bar comes up to remind you that if you don't finish what you're doing in the next few moments, you will fall and fall hard. Thankfully, you can also summon your favorite pals to give you a lift, so you don't always have to slug it out on your own. Just remember, they get tired too, so don't overdo it. Also, remember to feed your party. They can get pretty snappy when they're hungry. You'll need to use a combination of all these traversal elements to explore Palworld's sizable map and dungeons, so make sure to mix it up. The dungeons themselves are also fun to explore, even if they are a bit more on the simplistic side. At least you won't really find yourself getting lost in them, and they are a prime source for gathering various materials that you'll need for crafting. Also, I just have to take a minute to admire just how good the game looks at times, especially when gliding over the open ocean.
Wow!
This charming art style definitely adds to the traversal experience. Number 2, an early access title with full multiplayer support. Palworld has shown so much promise already and is only in early access. Now this point is still quite clear in some moments, but damn, this game has a high degree of polish for the stage that it is at. You can report any bugs or issues you are having with the game for the devs to look into, which is a great way to be involved in the game's evolution. There is also the odd bug here or there, which can be a little bit annoying, but overall the game feels and plays great. It is definitely one of the better early access releases that I have played. Now, the multiplayer is a big one for me. I know that Pokémon Sword and Shield did technically have multiplayer, allowing you to trade Pokémon and battle dungeon bosses together, but it didn't go far enough. Palworld, on the other hand, fully integrated the multiplayer experience into the core of the game. Pretty much everything you can do solo, you can do with a team, and that in itself is great. Going around with a group of trainers and taking revenge on those challenging pals that made you look stupid when you fought them alone definitely makes this game feel even more satisfying.
Got him!
And number 1, it's on PC and Xbox. Probably the biggest drawback to any Pokemon game is that it is exclusive to Nintendo's hardware. Unless you go down the less than legal route,
You are a pirate!
which means that those of us who don't have a Nintendo console can't experience the joys of catching monsters and training them into vicious strong companions. Well, at least we couldn't before now. Palworld is available on both PC and Xbox, so now you can join in on the fun even if you don't have a Switch. As an extra bonus, they even made it available for Xbox Game Pass. So if you're already subscribed to the service, then all you need to do is download the game and you're good to go. What's more, you can even choose between using a controller or mouse and keyboard. I know that this is pretty standard practice for most modern games, but hey, it's different for a Pokemon-style experience. If you're currently in the market for a controller for your PC, might I suggest the PowerA Advantage? With customizable RGB lighting, it's a great way to experience most modern games if you want to take a step away from the keyboard. We've got more details in the description. Sadly, Palworld is not available on PS5 at the moment, nor does it look like the devs have any plans for a PS5 release for the time being. So, sorry Sony fans, this time it looks like you are the ones missing out. Bonus feature. You can combine your pals into a stronger one. This cool little feature is one that I have used multiple times to improve the stats of my pals. If you have multiples of the same type stored in your pal box and you have no use for them, you can condense them into one more powerful pal of that kind. All you need is the Pal Essence Condenser, which you can unlock at level 14, and then you can keep sacrificing pals to create one strong super pal. Well, alright, they're not really super, but that stat boost is kinda helpful. Just know that each time you want to improve the same type, it will cost more duplicates to achieve, so make sure to keep on catching them. This charming little catch-em-all title is intriguing to say the least. Let's just hope the Palworld stays up and running, because who knows where the game will be in years to come. Anyway, what do you think about Palworld? Is it too much like Pokemon? Let us know your thoughts in the comments and be sure to subscribe and hit the notification bell for more videos just like this one.